Hello and welcome. We're at the track covering the Sport of Kings. Coming up, the US-bred 3-year-old colt Trini Navigator scores a major sprint win in Trinidad and Tobago. We have the champion trainer of Jamaica making the headlines again at Caymanas Park, and the story of the Bet365 Gold Cup in England. Let's start at TNT's Santa Rosa Park. 5 starters in the TT $125,000 Sugar Mike Stakes on turf after the 4-horse Bold Move was scratched. Number 1, Reggae Rhythm at 9-2 odds. 2, the even money favourite, Take One for Joey, Brian Boodram Singh riding there. 3, Whisper Light at 3-1. 5, Desert Dancer at 7-1. And 6, Trini Navigator, the 5-2 second favourite. One of 3 entries from champion trainer John O'Brien's barn. Let's get the race call now from Eddie Arnaud.
Ready for the Sugar Mike Stakes, and straight away they're off, and slow to go was Reggae Rhythm as well as Trini Navigator on the far side. Well away was Whisper Light, that's the one who leads from Desert Dance on the far side. The favourite Take One for Joey, nicely positioned on the inside and is now challenging for that top spot together with Trini Navigator. This one has come alive now as they race up the backstretch, making their way to the 700-metre marker. It's Trini Navigator who leads, and leads by a length. Trini Navigator racing in the colours of Big Man in Town. Back in second is Take One for Joey. Back in third is Desert Dancer. Whisper Light has fallen away to fourth, and the back marker is Reggae Rhythm. That's the feel as they come out from the far turn, and Trini Navigator has a narrow advantage over Take One for Joey on the inside. A long gap back to the third horse, that's Desert Dancer, as they turn for the judge now, and Trini Navigator still has the call. Trini Navigator is now starting to pull away from Take One for Joey. Trini Navigator has 100 metres to last and will go on and get the job done in the Sugar Mike Stakes after running freely. Has come here to take on horses for the first time.
An amazing run this from Trini Navigator, who had broken away from the gate handlers at the start and ran the entire Santa Rosa circuit without jockey Nobel Abrego. Trainer O'Brien deciding against withdrawing him after his breakaway run. He still finds the energy for a very dominant win, scoring by 2 lengths in the Sugar Mike as the 5-2 bet over Desert Dancer and the favourite Take One for Joey, stopping the clock for 5.5 furlongs on turf at 1 minute 5 seconds for trainer John O'Brien and owner Basker and Basaw. To Jamaica now, where the 2015 Horse of the Year Seeking My Dream made his 3rd start of the season, contesting the Legal Light Trophy. Here's commentator Brian Rickman picking them up down the backstretch. The champion colt under jockey Omar Walker in the green silks, closing in on the front runners.
Seeking My Dream now begins to go after those leaders. Franfield in between horses and Hovercraft unable to cope at the back. 5/8 of a mile to run in the Legal Light. Miracle Star continues to bounce on that lead. Seeking My Dream and Perfect Neighbor now asked to close in. Long running train in a very handy spot. Franfield needs to do a bit more running. So too Hovercraft now beginning to gain some momentum as they've left the half mile and arrive at the 7/16th. A brave Miracle Star fighting for dear life now. Seeking My Dream now asked to go on, and Seeking My Dream gets that lead from Miracle Star as they run toward the 5/16th. Perfect Neighbor in a handy spot on the rail, waiting for a gap to open toward the outside. Long running train will come at them, but Seeking My Dream is into the lane in the Legal Light with that lead. He's the one in the green silks and the white noseband. Long running train on the outside, shaken up. Miracle Star looks to have had enough. Perfect Neighbor possibly can't close from there. It's Seeking My Dream inside the last furlong, running quickly, this Seeking My Dream. Long running train running her heart out, but there is Seeking My Dream on the lead. Having a look behind him, Omar Walker and Wayne DaCosta have a double.
A super run there from Seeking My Dream, slamming a quality Legal Light field, chased by Long Running Train and Miracle Star, clocking 1:55.40, equaling the stakes record for 9.1 furlongs in a 5-length victory. Owned by Derek Smith, Seeking My Dream is trained by 15-time champion Wayne DaCosta, who now solely holds the record of victories all time at Caymanas Park, ahead of Philip Viani of 1,950. They had gone into the meet as joint leaders all time. Brilliant work by DaCosta, approaching 40 years in the business and giving ex-champion jockey Omar Walker a well-prepared mount for the victory.
The trainer prepare him for this year special, and and get a nice grip, cover the turn properly and relax him, and I don't rush him. I just save the best for the last 3 furlongs and get him into the action and pick up speed and started to pull away.
Caymanas Park racing continues Saturday with the continuation of the classic season, the Caribbean Choice Jamaica Oaks, 10 fillies down for the 10 furlong event worth $3 million Jamaican dollars. That's just under US 25,000. A field that includes a Phyllis Guinness runner-up, 1,000 stars in the one box. Robert Halladine riding for Da Costa. Number 7 Hotline Stakes winner Fedora is there with Aaron Chatry up for trainer Richie Azan. 8 is Philip Fiani's Sorrentino Star, who was 3rd in the Guinness. And number 11, a heavy favourite after her huge Guinness win, Gareth Sabrati's Nuclear Affair. Undefeated so far this year, champion jockey Shane Ellis gets the call, and he expects no problems in this affair.
My expectations are high, and she has been training excellent in the morning. I can't complain. I'm hoping for her to. All goes well with God being. I'm hoping for her to win it at least 10 lengths.
So you're not looking for any horses that can challenge you then?
No, based on how she feel and how she deal with them the last time. Basically like about 3/4 of the field she run with last time, and she beat them like by 9.5 lengths. So I'm expecting to win like at least 12 lengths.
And finally, the big event in English racing this past weekend, seen on SportsMax, was a Bet365 Gold Cup chase. It provided an exciting finish at the Sandown racetrack.
The final fence, Sausalito Sunrise and the Young Master, joined now by Just a Par on the near side, and Just a Par is beginning to get up for the Nichols team. The Young Master fighting back on the far side. Just a Par and the Young Master, it's going to be tight. The Young Master on the far side of Just a Par. Sausalito Sunrise 3rd.
Amateur jockey Sam Whaley-Cohen posting yet another Gold Cup victory. He had won the Cheltenham Gold Cup before, this time piloting the Young Master to a narrow victory in the Bet365 Gold Cup, snatching the win as an 8-1 bet ahead of the 20-1 shot Just a Par. Sausalito Sunrise, ridden by new British champion jockey Richard Johnson, gets 3rd, also at 20-1. The winning time 7 minutes 26 seconds for the 3 5/8 mile trip. The Young Master is trained by Neil Mulholland. We've been at the track covering top stories in the sport of kings. Check us out again next week.